What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K22 Next Gen. And with the breaking news, the Los Angeles Lakers officially acquired Patrick Beverley in a trade for Taylor Horton-Tucker and Stanley Johnson. I thought, why not? Let's do a Lakers rebuild today. And we also put through another big potential trade. It is Russell Westbrook to the Indiana Pacers, along with 2 future first-round picks for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. I'll talk about more of my thoughts on this potential trade and the one we did put through here today in 2K once we do fully get into the video. But that being said, if we're going to go ahead and try to win the Lakers a championship, also with them in real life, their goal is to probably have the best roster possible right now. And you get a guy like Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, both very good at what they do respectively. And that significantly improves your chances of hopefully being a playoff team, if not an absolute contender. So Patrick Beverley was already an awesome addition for this team. You get 2 more guys like a Buddy Hield and like a Miles Turner. I think this team's back in the mix. So it's a very interesting looking team now. I'm going to show you guys it in just a second. Of course, if you guys, I don't even want to say want me to do the other side of this trade because I don't know. 1, I've already done a 5 years Pacers rebuild, and 2, I don't know if Buddy Hield and Miles Turner are really like big enough assets for me to do a different rebuild with this. But if you want to see a Russell Westbrook Pacers rebuild, I'd be happy to do it. Let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, the road to 40K has officially started. So if you'd like to join the community, subscribe to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it, and we do greatly enjoy having you here. Other than that, feel free to leave any other comments down below for video ideas you guys do want to see before 2K23 drops in less than 2 weeks. This is a big potential trade. Let's see if we can get the Lakers another championship. Obviously, this is a huge hypothetical. This is a trade that has been rumored for a decent amount of time now. I went ahead, I put it through on 2K here. So Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, and Patrick Beverley, all officially Los Angeles Lakers here with the current roster. Now, I did not have access to the 2029 first-round pick that is currently projected to go in that deal to the Pacers, so it was actually 2026 first and 2027 first. I know it's not possible in real life, but it's what we have to do in today's game because I don't currently have access to the 2029 draft picks. So let's take a look at this much improved Los Angeles Lakers roster. Now, obviously the one that's actually happened is Patrick Beverley. Now, I think you can kind of make a case for him to maybe start over Russell Westbrook. You can also make a case to maybe even start both of them. It would be an interesting fit. I think there's definitely a possibility if Russell Westbrook's on this roster that they start Russ at the point guard spot, start Beverley at the shooting guard spot. I believe I actually saw a stat that with him now joining the Lakers, he might be their like highest percentage three-point shooter. That's obviously not including the Buddy Hield aspect of that, which is kind of crazy. I think he's like a 37% three-point shooter, and that would lead the current Los Angeles Lakers team, which would be very, very interesting. So these are going to be the 2 point guards for year 1. It's going to be Kendrick Nunn and Pat Beverley. I'm going to start Pat Beverley. I enjoy the defense. Just a real tenacious defender, ultimately. A real guy that can kind of get under your skin. We've all seen that. And as long as there's no coffee tables around, Kendrick Nunn will be my backup point guard. Backing up Pat Bev, the shooting guard spot. Buddy Hield comes in here, immediately provides some shooting to this team, which is definitely a need for them. He's not a bad player to have. 29 years old. Honestly, was drafted a little bit older than I thought a lot of guys typically do. He was at Oklahoma, I believe, for all 4 years of his college career. Lonnie Walker signed a 1-year deal with this team. They do have Austin Reeves, who's actually going to be getting some minutes as well. And then Max Christie down here. But Buddy Hield, huge upgrade here. Huge player to have on this team in that starting 5. I'd be really interested to see how he kind of meshes with the rest of the Los Angeles Lakers. Mr. LeBron James, who signed a 2-year extension with this team. I will give it to him in the offseason once I'm actually eligible to. Juan Toscano Anderson was a free agent signing for them. Anthony Davis, hoping to see a healthy AD, man. We haven't seen a healthy Anthony Davis in a little while. And when he plays and when he's fully healthy, he's obviously one of the best in the game. So I'd be super happy if he could stay healthy this year. It is a big if, but I do have hopes for him. Troy Brown Jr., also a free agency signing for this team. Again, there's some good depth on this team. It's not the exact retirement home that this team once was. It's still not the best bench in the world by any means, but it's definitely improved, and especially with the Pat Beverley deal. And hopefully, maybe the Buddy Hield and Miles Turner deal. Wendy and Gabriel, I believe, actually accepted a player option with them. So Miles Turner is definitely a great defensive center, blocks a whole lot of shots, can hopefully grab some rebounds for us. I'd be excited to see him here, only 26 years of age. Obviously an upcoming free agent as well, so that will be a big free agent signing for us, hopefully, or re-signing, rather, once we do get to that point. Thomas Bryant signed a 1-year, $2 million deal with this team. Probably going to be the only year he's here just because we won't have rights to go ahead and sign him to what he actually demands in this game, which is typically around $15+ million a season. Damian Jones signed a 2-year deal with this team as well, second year being a player option. So it's a much improved roster. Obviously, the Turner and Hield deal is a total hypothetical at this point. I think it's possible, though. And, I don't doubt the Lakers and Rob Pelinka. I think they can do pretty much whatever they want at this point in time. And my kind of theory on this is, you already don't have a lot of draft picks because you went ahead and made that trade for Anthony Davis, which did result in a championship. I count it as a championship. I know a lot of people don't because it was in the bubble. Me, personally, I do count it. On top of that, LeBron's only... he's only going to be here for so much longer. So I would go ahead probably and cash in as many assets as possible. Trade those 2 first-round picks, albeit that one and starting in maybe 2029 might hurt, especially if you're not that good of a team at that point. LeBron probably going to be gone by then, I would assume. I would hope so. Maybe even that 2027 first-round draft pick as well. So it is a risky move, especially doing 2 first-round picks. But if you really want to get another championship and have the best potential odds to do that, I think it's a trade you 100% do have to make. So kind of got to give something to get something, if you know what I'm saying. You do get 2 really good quality players here in Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. So that is all set. We're not going to make any other trades. We're going to go ahead and set the rotation. Hopefully this team can be back in the playoffs, as they didn't even make the play-in last year. Let's see what we can do with this team before we do start sim year 1. I've gone over the roster. I've given my thoughts, and now here what we're going to do is take a look at the starting rotation for the first season here in Los Angeles. This is a 3-year rebuild, by the way. This is not a 5-year rebuild. So here's how it's going to look. It's going to be Patrick Beverley, Buddy Hield, 2 guys, a little bit of different type players, but I think they're hopefully going to kind of mesh well in the backcourt again. Not a ton of pressure on either one of them, as the 2 best players, being LeBron James and Anthony Davis, in this starting lineup are hopefully going to alleviate a little bit of that pressure off them both, respectively. I'm going to be starting Miles Turner at the center spot. If he comes over in a trade, I would assume there's no doubt that he does not start at this starting center spot. Anthony Davis would ultimately probably move back to the starting power forward spot then. Hypothetically, if this deal doesn't get done, I'll be interested to see how they kind of do their rotation. Whether they start Thomas Bryant and Anthony Davis next to each other. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things you can kind of do with the actual current constructed roster. But here in today's video, I think this one does make the most sense for us. So, Kendrick Nunn will be our 6th man coming off the bench. I'm sure a lot of you guys know I am not a big fan of big men being 6 men off the bench. So Thomas Bryant will be our 7th man technically in the rotation. Still playing 18 minutes a night. Followed by Lonnie Walker, still a nice young piece. Troy Brown Jr. I'm giving Austin Reeves the minutes over Juan Toscano Anderson, guys like Mason Jones and Damian Jones. Just because I think the potential's there, and I definitely wouldn't mind seeing if he could progress a little bit. So this is an interesting team. It's a much better team than what the Lakers are currently constructed. Obviously, I've mentioned it a couple of times now. I'll shut the fuck up about it after this. But Beverly's the only one actually on this team right now. I'm sure 99% of you guys know that. Huge hypothetical here. I'd be interested to see how it's going to work. And I guess we will find out here at the end of year 1. We are back in the playoffs, and in a very big way, as we are the 2 seed here to wrap up the first season in the Western Conference. Number 5 in the power rankings. It's not too bad, not too shabby. Luka Doncic, MVP, man, averages a triple-double, so we do have to count it, unfortunately. He's one of 2K's little demigods. Chet Holmgren, Rookie of the Year. It absolutely fucking blows that this man is out for his rookie season, pretty much, I believe, the entirety of it now. It sucks, man. I mean, he's in a pro-AM game, so, I know the NBA, sanctioned it and allowed it. It's just such a shitty way to kind of not have to play your rookie season, so I still have high hopes for him, man. I hope he can rehab and hopefully be as good as he was projected to be, because I do have high hopes for him a lot in that young core they do have in Oklahoma City. Brickleberry Simmons, 6th man of the year in Brooklyn. Giannis wins Defensive Player of the Year in Milwaukee. Nick Claxton, Most Improved. Taylor Jenkins, head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, Coach of the Year at 56 wins. Giving us the 2 seed here in the Western Conference with 55 wins. I will take that. First-year head coach Darvin Ham, leading us to a really solid record. Would have been the 1 seed over there in the East, as the 76ers do take that. So it's numbers time. Top in. LeBron James leads us in scoring. He's an absolute, it's just ridiculous. The man's almost 40 fucking years old, and he's still doing shit like this. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Anthony Davis, really solid season for us, just under 23 points, 10 boards, 3.5 assists. So almost 49% from the field. 3-point percentage, it's a little low. We can work on that, though. Buddy Hield, our 3rd leading scorer at 13.5 points a game. It definitely does look a little bit weird. But I think he's doing all he really does need to do. I don't typically have teams whose 3rd leading scorer is 13 points, but it's something we can work on and something we can hopefully be happy with, as we hopefully are pretty much close to favorites here in the Western Conference. So, Denver Nuggets here in round 1. I hate the way that 2K does this. Every time you use a team whose main primary color is yellow, I'm getting blinded right now. At least if you're going to use yellow, you can see Jamal Murray's font here is black. It's a dark color. Versus the rest of these guys, is their font, unless I'm highlighting over them, is white, which it makes it nearly impossible to read. I mean, obviously, I know them, by face and by look, but, my God. It's just so like ugly the way 2K does that, and I really hate it. I hope it's something they change. It legitimately like blinds me, and it happens for every team. It's not just the the Nuggets. It's when you're controlling a team like the Lakers. We do win in 5 there in round 1, and here comes a real test because obviously I'm sure 95% of you guys know Mr. Demigod Zion Williamson. Him and Luka and LaMelo are my big 3 of 2K demigods. Not that they're all not great basketball players, but 2K definitely needs to pump the brakes on them a little bit. As we're down 3-1 here. First round matchup. 3-2, we're fighting back a little bit. We're going to a game 7 here in round 2. Can the Pelicans potentially blow a 3-0 lead here in the Western Conference semifinals? Let's see. And we lose in 7. We come all the way back and then lose in game 7 to the New Orleans Pelicans. The Philadelphia 76ers go on to win the finals. Joel Embiid finally gets that. I'm not going to sit here and say much deserved championship. Like, it's probably, don't get me wrong, he balled the fuck out. Like, there's probably guys that deserve a championship a lot more than Joel Embiid. But hell, he earned that one. Congratulations. So, let's head up to the NBA draft. Obviously, draft picks is not our strong suit here right now. So, I could probably sim over this every single season. It's fine by me. Also, a good thing about me controlling the Lakers is those picks that the Pelicans actually do have from us are not going to be good draft picks. And other rebuilds, when I'm not controlling the Lakers and they suck, those are typically some good draft picks. Darvin Ham doesn't have the best ratings. I'm going to go ahead and give him another season. If we're not doing well next year, I wouldn't, I'll play it by ear and kind of feel it out, if you will. But if we're not doing too well, maybe I'll move on in the final season. Because we have the Los Angeles Lakers. We should have a really really good head coach. We do have the 28th overall pick. I'm not going to use these 2 second-round picks, but I might go ahead and draft somebody, maybe potentially a new backup small forward, new backup power forward. We'll just sit here and see who's available for us in the draft. So, let's look at the summary. It's Victor goes 1 to the Rockets. Scoot Henderson, wow, the Miami Heat were bad. Potentially a new replacement for Kyle Lowry there. Not a bad pickup whatsoever. Nick Smith goes 3, Tyrese Proctor. Dariq Whitehead. So, Usman Nadaye, dog shit with names, you all know that, but he might be my pick here. Highest rated prospect here on the board. I know not by DE rank, but by overall he is. I'm thinking about taking him. You see a guy like Jalen Warley also is as well. Also could be a need. Strictly based off the fact that I probably won't be able to bring back Lonnie Walker. He's probably going to ask for too much money. So we're probably going to have basically a completely new bench. Let's see. Ceiling's Jamal Crawford, which is pretty damn good. Floor is Joe Harris. Is he a good 3-point shooter? He's a B rating. And Joe Harris, maybe, I don't know, something else. Christian Laettner, Chris Humphries. Never want to be compared to a Kardashian. That's not typically good. Bryant Stith. I'm not even going to lie. I've never heard of that man. I have no idea who that is. It's kind of, 27 points for Kyle Flipiowski. What the fuck kind of name is that? Caleb Love's actually somebody I heard of for North Carolina. We just really don't need a backup point guard right now. I'm very comfortable with none. And then maybe Beverly for one more season. I'm thinking about taking Jalen Warley here. Not the best comparisons here with Joe Harris being the floor and then the B 3-point shooting, but I'll take him. Not a guy I've ever drafted. Potential Lonnie Walker replacement. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because I'm not as worried about LeBron and Anthony Davis's backups as I am maybe Buddy Hield. So Jalen Warley is actually a 73 overall. Not as high as I would maybe like, but I can live with it. So Damian Jones picks up that player option. I'll bring back Max Christie. Now, keep in mind, this is not a realistic rebuild at this point in time. Austin Reeves going to get that qualifying, also maybe a potential replacement at the backup shooting guard spot. We should not have a qualifying offer on Troy Brown Jr. I'm not even going to offer it to him because I 99% sure we shouldn't have a qualifying offer on him, so it feels a little cheesy. Mason Jones can get it. That's pause. Can get the qualifying offer. Yeah. All right, LeBron James, officially a free agent. Obviously, our number one priority wants to go, or maybe not wants to, but does have a real offer there from the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm going to give him a 2-year deal. I'm just going to bring him back here. What's the deal from the Cavs? It's $38 million, actually. Holy shit, I got to pay this man. All right, I'm going to give him a 2-year. That should hopefully do it. You would think that would do it, right? I'm also going to give him a no-trade clause. I'm not trading LeBron James. So, yeah, it's his number one offer here, a 2-year, $80 million deal. I believe it's more in real life, but here in 2K, it doesn't really matter. We're already way over the cap anyways. Kendrick Nunn, I will bring back on a 3-year deal. Miles Turner, also a big priority, wants just under $20 million a year. We get all 3 of those guys back, which were, oh shit, Pat Beverly's a free agent. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, that's definitely a big one for us. Bryant and Walker are obviously gone here. A lot of these guys were on 1-year deals, so it's kind of something that sucks. I'm going to get through signing all these guys first and then see how much actual money I have here in free agency. So Patrick Beverley's the guy I could bring back. Honestly, I probably will. 2K regression is going to obviously kick in. He's not going to be as high of an overall, but I'll give him probably one more year at the starting point guard spot. I would still probably prefer him over none just for defensive reasons. I think he kind of fits the starting five a little bit better anyways. So I got to figure out what I want to do. We still do have Max Christie, who's a free agent here. We do not have bird rights on him, but he is still here. Or excuse me, not Max Christie, Austin Reeves. Do I want to bring back Austin Reeves? How much money is he asking for? Like, if I'm going to go in and, as long as it's not anything egregious, I'll probably do it. Wow, we can't even actually afford him. So it's going to have to be him accepting his qualifying offer. I can't imagine he's really getting another offer. So we're not going to change a ton about this team. We are going to probably have to keep Damian Jones backing up Miles Turner just because we did lose out from Thomas Bryant. So I'm not going to give LeBron a backup. Maybe I'll actually give Jalen Warley the backup. You know what? I actually might do that. His secondary position is listed as a point guard, but I actually don't mind giving him the backup small forward spot. He actually goes up to a 75 overall, so we'll do that. He'll be LeBron's backup. Obviously doesn't need to play a ton of minutes with, LeBron James being in front of you starting. And then we will sign a backup power forward. Guy like Javonte Green, I do not mind that at all. Could I actually do a 2-year deal with you? I think that would be probably a little bit better for me. So Javonte Green, hopefully welcome to the team. We're going to get Austin Reeves back as well, who will be backing up Buddy Hield. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2 here in LA. It is year 2, and it is pretty much the same exact starting 5. I say pretty much, it's exactly the same starting 5. Honestly, the bench got a little worse. Does make me a little bit nervous. We're just going to have guys step up, and the bench will definitely be my primary focus in the coming offseason. But I honestly believe this team has championship caliber players. So let's see what happens. It's Pat Beverley, Buddy Hield. As I mentioned, whole starting 5 remains the same, with LeBron James hopefully continuing to be a top. I don't even know what you want to categorize him as now, but he's one of the top players in the world. Anthony Davis and then Miles Turner. The bench, as I mentioned, got a little worse. It's Kendrick Nunn, Austin Reeves, Javonte Green. That's probably an upgrade. Damian Jones and then Jalen Warley, our number, 28 overall draft pick, backing up LeBron James. Actually looks pretty clean in that number 1 Lakers jersey. Let's see what happens. We were 2 seed last year. I'd like to be just up there again. I'll see you guys at the end of the second season. It appears the bench did not hurt us too much, as we are the 1 seed here in the West. This team actually probably got a little bit better. I mean, we don't know that record-wise, but standings-wise, we did get better. Luka, got to give him the second MVP because it was a triple-double. Who led the league in scoring? It's actually Trae Young and Tatum. My boy, Zion, shocker. Interesting. Wow, Darren Fox. And I'm not just saying this. I actually said this in a video the other day. I'm not just saying this because how well he just had of a season right here. I think he gets discredited. I don't think he gets enough respect for rankings of players. Now, I'm not saying he belongs in the category of probably guys, I'm not saying he's probably up there with like Anthony Edwards and guys like that yet, but I don't think he gets enough credit just because he's in a crappy situation in Sacramento. It's honestly kind of getting a little bit better. I don't think Darren Fox gets the credit he does deserve. Let me know your thoughts on that. Luka MVP, Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year, is in Houston with number 1 overall. As you saw, Simmons 6 man, Giannis Depoy, Jalen Suggs most improved, Steve Nash, head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. 60 and 22. Can we get that much anticipated Lakers and Nets finals that everybody was projecting just a couple years ago? As we do go 59 and 23. So we did improve with our record. And this is a fun team. Let's see what happens. AD averages a double-double monster season for us, is our leading scorer, followed by LeBron James just off 0.4 points at the age of 39. Look at his relations. He's lit. I love that. It's such a 2K way to just describe anything. And it's just, nothing shocks me about this franchise and this game anymore. AD led us in boards, and then assists was LeBron. So let's see what we got here in round 1. It's going to be the Sacramento Kings. Darren Fox, a man I just got done talking about. They got Victor Oladipo, Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis. I feel like you got to find a way to kind of get, I mean, it's just tough because, like, what is it? Isn't he like 6'2", 6'1"? He's 6 foot. Yeah, and Darren Fox is only 6'1", right? So, no, he's 6'3". I just don't know if him and Fox kind of fit in a backcourt together, but I just feel like Davion Mitchell's got to eventually get into that Kings starting 5. I just don't know how the hell they're going to do it. We do win in 5. Moving on to Dallas here in round 2. Doncic, Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley, Dorian Finney-Smith, Christian Wood. So, yeah, I mean, it's Luka. I mean, Luka scares me no matter what the rest of his team looks like. We are up 3-0 on him, though. We sweep him. Beautiful. Oh, fuck. I can't get away from him. I really can't. I just need LeBron and Anthony Davis to kind of have the series of their life right now because that's honestly what I need. And we're up 3-0. They almost blew a 3-0 lead on us last year. Let's see if we can not do that. And we sweep them. And we sweep the demigod Pelicans here in the Western Conference Finals. We'll be taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Honestly, both of those matchups are really, really fun. I would have been fine with facing either of them. Obviously, that Brooklyn matchup was the one that a lot of people did anticipate was going to happen just a couple seasons ago. And then obviously the Cavs, LeBron playing his old team is a super fun one as well. So it's Garland, Okoro, Royce O'Neal, Evan Mobley, Allen, Lowry, Markkanen, Kevin Love. All right, let's see what happens here. I would love to hop in and get some gameplay with this team right now. I just don't want to risk the game kind of quitting on me. No, I'm not going to do it because the game's going to crash, and then it's only a 2-year rebuild. I've only been recording for 28 minutes. So we win a championship. LeBron James at the age of 39 has an absolutely monsters finals performance and does win. What is this? Probably, I can't even imagine what number finals MVP that is for him. Please tell me he didn't retire. Eric Bledsoe retired. Okay, I didn't even know he was on the team. Thank God. Because if LeBron retired, we were kind of screwed. I'm not going to move on from Darvin Ham. Just won us a championship as their head coach, so he's going to happily stay here. And, LeBron's still obviously locked up. Oh, I thought that was the 12th overall. No, we're going to draft somebody. This is what I like doing with these not late second-round picks, but second-round picks and on. I like to draft the guys with the funniest name I can find. All right, J.J. Sterling. Nah. Felix Okpara. Puff Johnson. I've drafted Puff before, though. Jalen Hood Shafino. That's a strong case. Clifford? Really? Clifford? I'm assuming these probably aren't even real players at this point. Deron Holmes, the second. That's the kind of name. I feel like that's what you name like you're like my player when you're like 13 years old, something like that. Ugana Kingsley. Yep. I can't. Man's got 3 names. I gotta take him. I gotta take him. He's a 70 overall. It's a roster spot. I'd rather have him than some old washed up vet. Anthony Davis, obviously a big free agent for us and somebody I definitely do want to get back. So, he has 7 offers currently. A real offer from the Chicago Bulls that appeared to be quite a lot of money, but we're going to go ahead and give him a lot of money ourselves. $36 million a year, player option, no trade clause, obviously not going anywhere. Buddy Hield, also a guy I'd like to bring back. So, there's probably not going to be a ton of fun moves in today's rebuild. I'm definitely going to probably upgrade my starting point guard spot at this point in time. We've won a championship now. I would say that, Patrick Beverley kind of did his job. He's going to continue to regress. So I'm probably going to move on. It's probably not going to be any sort of huge upgrade, but we'll see what we can do. I'm going to bring back Austin Reeves as well. We'll just see what we can find here. I am going to probably replace the backup center option as well. Maybe with I'm not bringing Boogie back. I don't want to bring a Kardashian in. Steven Adams could be fun. Only 31. Tony Bradley also only 26, though. I'm actually going to go with that. So Tony Bradley, welcome to the squad. And, we're probably going to make an upgrade at the point guard spot just because, it is the final year. So let's see what we can do. I think Kevin Porter Jr. would be a clear upgrade at the starting point guard spot for us. Looking at his numbers, obviously it would be a different situation here in LA than it was in Houston, but really solid, really serviceable guy. I think he'd be an upgrade over Beverly and Nunn. Reason they're both in here is just to kind of make the money work. And so this one might not even go through. I only have 2 first-round picks. If they need the first, they can have them. It's the final season, obviously, but I don't even know if this is going to go through. Shit. You want Javonte Green as well? Shit, that was a lot. That was probably a lot, but it is a huge upgrade. So I'm actually going to roll without Anthony Davis having a backup. Our boy Jalen Worley here might have to play a little backup power forward. Actually started out with his secondary position being point guard, but hopefully between our boy Bradley and Ugana Kingsley on Yeso. 7 foot tall from Providence? What? I'll sign a backup point guard now. Like a guy like TJ McConnell, that's fine by me. So, it is what it is. We've already won a championship, but I think this team definitely got better. I'll see you guys at the start of the third and final year. I didn't realize Max Christie actually had a qualifying offer, so we're going to send him, TJ McConnell, on a 2029 first, which obviously hypothetically would have been in the Hield and Turner trade, but we're just getting that pick actually, or access to that pick now. Over to the Trailblazers, we get Alec Burks back, who, again, is a little bit older at this point in time at 33, but probably a better player than both these guys at this point in time. So he's going to be our new backup point guard. Still going to be a 9-man rotation. Let me set that. I'll see you guys with it before the start of year 3. We are fresh off a championship. We made a couple trades. I think the starting 5 got better. The bench, it's all right. I mean, I know we said we were going to focus on that, but I think getting a guy like Kevin Porter Jr., who's a definite upgrade at this point in time over Patrick Beverly, I'm happy with it. It's KPJ, Buddy Hield, LeBron James at age, is he 40 yet? He's still 39. He'll probably be 40 by the end of this video. And then Anthony Davis, who we signed on a big contract extension, and then Mr. Miles Turner. The bench unit, Alec Burks, Jalen Worley, Tony Bradley, and Austin Reeves. Let's see how this squad can do. I'll see you guys at the end of the third and final season. Anybody surprised Luka won a third MVP? Because, I'm not. But, he unfortunately doesn't count. It wasn't a triple-double, if you don't know, as I've been saying all video. I only count Luka's MVPs because he wins them so often in these videos, if it's a triple-double. We are once again the 1 seed here for the second straight season. We'll check out, obviously, our record once we do get to the exit screen. Case and Wallace, Rookie of the Year. Have not seen him actually win it a ton. 17th overall pick. Congratulations. Simmons, third straight sixth man. Giannis, third straight depoy. Jalen Duren, most improved in Detroit. Darvin Ham actually wins Coach of the Year when you go 55 and 27. I don't believe that's as good of a record as last year. I think we won 59 games last year, but it was still good enough for the 1 seed. So I'll take it, Knob. Yeah, best record in the league. Numbers on the year. LeBron. Kevin Porter Jr., wow. 320-plus point per game scores. Looks like KPJ was a huge upgrade at that point guard spot. Alec Burks, Buddy Hield, Turner, Warley, Bradley, Reeves, and who the hell is Trent Forrest? Interesting name. Anthony Davis leads us in boards, and assists was KPJ. All righty. First round here, the Utah Jazz. Bronny J. Oh, my God. We got a father-son playoff matchup. I'm almost tempted to hop in. Like, I want this. Like, I kind of do, but, like, I'm not going to hop in the first round. Obviously, if we do get that little glitch on the exit screen, it would kind of screw us when it kind of comes to sim in the rest of the playoffs. But LeBron versus Bronny is just so awesome. Oh, that's so cool. We do win in 5. Trey Alexander, Kevin Huerter, Ant, Chuma Okeke, Rudy Gobert. They, for some reason, always let go of Karl Anthony Towns over Rudy Gobert, which, you know, I'm not getting into that debate. I think I'd probably prefer to have Cat right now, but, you know, it just seems kind of idiotic when you're 3 years down the line. We win in 7. Moving on to the Houston Rockets here. Obviously, young, up-and-coming team. We gave them Kendrick Nunn. We took Kevin Porter Jr. I'm very happy with that deal still. I forgot they have Victor Wembanyama. Also do have Colin Sexton. Oh, boy. That's it. Oh, shit. Did not mean to do that. That's a very good team right there. I did not. Fuck. We're going to lose, aren't we? All right. Yeah, we lose in 5. That one, that Houston team was talented as they go on to win the finals. 23-year-old Jalen Green gets the finals MVP. But we got the Lakers another championship, which ultimately was our goal today. 40-year-old LeBron James. It's insane to look at, dude. It really is. That pretty much wraps this one up. I had fun with this one. Of course, you know, I kind of mentioned my thoughts on this trade to kind of open this video. You know, obviously 2 first-round picks in, what would that be? The first one coming in 2027, so 5 years from now, and then the 29 one coming 7 years from now. Who knows? I mean, it's only 2 first-round picks, but those picks could be valuable. I mean, LeBron's not going to be here in 5 years. I mean, we've been saying this forever. I can't imagine he'll still be in the NBA at the age of, like, 42, 43, never mind, like, 45, which would just be absolutely bonkers. I don't see it happening. I'm like 95% positive he'll be gone by that point. Anthony Davis could still be there, could be the number 1 guy on that team now. We just don't know. So, I mean, those picks definitely could be valuable at that point in time, especially if they are unprotected. So, it'll be interesting to see if there's any hesitancy on the Lakers' part to kind of do that. But, you know, if you're going to kind of maximize the time you have left with LeBron and potentially even Anthony Davis, I think you kind of got to go ahead and do that. So, obviously, the Pacers still have to say yes, but I think with those 2 first-round picks, when they're obviously going into a tank and a full rebuild, probably be a good idea to get rid of both those guys. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on this potential trade rumor down below in the comments section, along with any other video ideas you guys do have. Of course, we are less than 2 weeks away now from 2K23, and I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.